The 3 o'clock hour has arrived. Now call our meeting to order. Our first order of business is to review the minutes of our last meeting.
Move we approve.
We have a motion. And a motion and a second. All in favor of accepting? Aye. Aye. Okay, let us proceed. Sir.
Yes. Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman and committee members. We have 3 items for your consideration. Item number 3A. This is the round 3 requests on I-40 Crosstown. The amount of request is $553,625 from the 2007 general obligation bond, proposition number 1, street unlisted. The request is for a tunnel that was requested by the city of Oklahoma City. It's at Robinson and Southwest 7th Street. And this was a non-participatory item with the Oklahoma Department of Transportation, so the city is paying 100% of the cost. The city requested an arch tunnel, and some architectural feature. The original estimate was $1,544,435. The actual amount after construction and award was $2,098,060. So we need additional $553,625 to be paid to the Oklahoma Department of Transportation. The tunnel is about 60 feet wide, and it is going to be used for connection between proposed convention center and Central Park, and also for service vehicles that need to be crossing under I-40. Any questions?
Is this strictly a pedestrian?
It'd be pedestrian and service vehicle usage for maintenance purposes.
Can you show that map again? I'm just curious. Like you say it's a connection between the convention center and Central Park. Did I hear you right?
Yes, the Central Park is on the south side, and the future convention center, I believe, is in the north side?
What's the park then that's at the new I-40 and between the new I-40 and the old I-40? What's that? Maybe I'm just not seeing it right.
There's a north side and a south side.
The 40-acre park is what? Is that both of them? When I see the big sign that says 40 acres.
We'll let Mr. Clowers address this.
I don't see anybody else moving, so I came up here.
I'm just curious.
This is at the far southeast corner of the 40-acre park, the upper park.
I would agree with that. Now that
The whole project wasn't just for the tunnel; it was for the retaining walls that you see as well. I think ODOT's original plan had those. Robinson is obviously elevated here where it had to go over the new highway, and I think the original plan was to slope that fill back into the park, and we asked them to put the retaining walls in so that we could gain as much room as we needed. Then we asked them to put this tunnel in so we could have access from one side of Robinson to the other.
So this is running east-west?
It's running east-west.
All right.
The convention center aspect that Mr. Lozani mentioned, on the other side of Robinson was the original location of the corridor shore location of the convention center, and that's no longer the case.
So it's really not a connection between the convention center and the park.
Right. It's to get from one side of Robinson to the other.
I understand. That's what threw me off. Okay. Thank you.
Thanks, Dennis.
Any other question concerning this item? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion.
Hey, it's okay with me. I'm not 1-6. So. Am I 1-6?
I don't think so.
I don't know. What am I?
That's what it says on your sign.
my name next to that sign? Okay, I would say let's do this.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for the approval of this item. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, the item is approved.
Thank you. Item 3B. We are requesting a total of $370,000 from the 2000 general obligation street unlisted funds, of which $222,296.94 is from the unlisted fund, and $147,703.06 is from the 2000 street bond interest funds. This is needed to do a funding shortfall on Western Avenue between Northwest 164th Street and Northwest 178th Street. This is actually a 2000 general obligation bond project, and we are going to be awarding this in April of this year. The original amount of 2000 bond was $2.7 million. The reason for the increase is the majority of it is extensive drainage that is required along this stretch of the street. We are estimating about $825,000 just for the drainage and stormwater system alone. The cost of paving and drainage is $4.2 million. We are also relocating a partially 16-inch water line, which is costing us another $568,000. So the total amount is $4.8 million, and the $370,000 is needed to close the gap and fully fund the project and award it this month. Want to note that also there's a sewer line on this project that the water utilities will be paying for, and that's almost $1.5 million. Any questions?
If there are no questions, or do you have a question, sir? Okay, if there are no questions, I'd entertain a motion. Have a motion and a second. All in favor of approving this item? Usual sign of aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, the item is approved.
Thank you. Item number 3C. Again, this is another shortfall to be able to bid and award the project. This is a 2007 general obligation street project. It's a PC 0416. This is Choctaw Road, Southeast 44th to Southeast 59th Street. We are planning to bid this in April 30th of this month and award it in May. The shortfall is primarily due to the extensive drainage cost on this project. On this project, we are estimating $1.5 million for the drainage alone. So we are requesting the additional $1.7 million to close the gap. I just want to note that before we come to you, we look at the project estimates, we look at any value engineering that we could be able to bring the project to scope. But, you know, after looking at this and looking at anywhere that we could cut, this is the final number. Any questions?
Any questions on this item? I would entertain a motion. We have a motion. Second? We have a second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, the item is approved.
Thank you.
Would you proceed with the informational items, please?
Sure. This month, I thought we'd take a look at the progress for this fiscal year. First box there, we're looking at contract awards and expenditures. For the month of March, $11.2 million was awarded in GEO bond projects, bringing our year-to-date total just a little over $30 million. Also, this past month, the projects that we have advertised but have not yet awarded, you can see those totals there, slightly under $8 million for April. We expect to award this month. $5.2 million for May. And then looking at our GEO bond expenditures, for the month of March, we expended just a little over $4 million, bringing our year-to-date total to $26.5 million. The graph we included down here shows the Public Works Department's original projection of just slightly over $70 million in projects they set a target for to award this year. You can see December through February, we were quite a bit below our target there, but then in March, had a big comeback, and we're on the way towards reaching that goal of $70 million. And additionally, I'd say Public Works is targeting to actually exceed that amount at this time. So we thought we'd provide this information to you, and we'll give you an update next month as well, and hopefully we'll be even closer to being on our original target. So.
Thank you. Is there any new business to come before this committee? Any items from committee members? There is one. I have a vital interest in Kelly Street between 13th Street and Edmond. Good. And I would like to at least have some short presentation on what the plans are for Kelly at next meeting, if that's possible.
Are you referring to the 07 bond
I'm
application?
No, I'm not particularly interested in where the money comes from. I just wonder if it's going on Kelly.
Okay.
Yes, there is one project in 2000 bond that is from Wilshire to
I'll wait
North
I'll wait the next time.
5 project in 07 bond, so we'll get you an update next.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Any citizens to be heard? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to adjourn. We have a motion, a second to adjourn. All in favor? We are adjourned. You would want